Hi guys, my name is Alyssa Trahan and welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be a little bit of another one of these unedited videos because I'm going to talk to you about interceptions. Now for anybody who's looking at this and is like, oh my god, finally Alyssa made a video on interceptions, this is not that video because I already made one a couple years ago, so I'm going to link it below. It'll be much more detailed. This is going to be more of a story, of a life lesson or life guide for anyone who has an interception, because it's what I found over the past couple years is the truest truth of your interception. Okay, so I will just overview it a little bit though. Okay, if you have an interception, you would only be able to see it if you used Placidus or Cook as far as a chart style goes. If you use the Vedic style charts with a grid, or if you use equal or whole house or whole sign or equal house systems, you will not be able to see an interception. It's just not going to be there because some people really don't like interceptions, and that's cool. I think they're one of the most valuable things in a chart, and you can basically tell somebody, you can read someone for filth as soon as you see their interception. I'm just saying. So aspiring astrologers, that's all I have to say to you is that interceptions are bomb when reading charts, but they also suck really, really bad for the person who has them. I have one, and because I have one, I've lived with it, and on my spiritual journey of self-discovery the past couple years, I've seen this interception play out in such a way that I think is very beneficial for you to know. Okay, let's get into it. So if you have an interception, it means that 2 or 4 of your signs are not ruling or not lords of a house. And if they're not lords or ruling a house, it means they kind of feel forgotten and empty. If you have any planets inside those signs, they feel even worse because you just can't find them. They're hidden inside a house ruled by another sign. So for instance, I have Libra and Aries intercepted in my chart. I have Gemini and Sagittarius actually ruling 2 of my houses. So Gemini rules the 3rd and the 4th house. Sagittarius rules my 9th and my 10th house, the oppositions there. And Libra is gone in my 7th house. Aries is gone in my 1st house, making Pisces the ruler of my 1st and Virgo the rule of my 7th. Okay, so if this is a little bit too advanced, I'm sorry, watch the other video and come back to this. What is happening with my Libra is actually what will be happening with anyone who has an interception. So I'm not going to worry about the sign and the planets that are in there, but I do have the Sun and the Mercury in my 7th house. So it kind of adds a lot to sort of my life purpose. But this is what it means to have anything intercepted. It means that whatever you are meant to do in that house has not been invented yet, or you were born in the wrong place or the wrong time. And so you will have dreams and goals that are actually not what you are meant to do with your life. Because your dreams and your goals are merely, what's that word? Created by your environment and your surroundings. For instance, you were in, say like, okay, you were born in a trailer park, okay? And your parents were really poor, your dad's in jail, your mom drinks a lot, okay? But you have your intercepted sun in the 4th house or something like that. You might feel like the best thing that you could possibly do is get out of town, okay? So you get out of town, you're like, I want to go to Vegas because I heard that I can dance in Vegas. Nothing wrong with that, whatever, go dance in Vegas. But that's what you know about, because you remember that your dad would always talk about the Vegas girls and how much money they made and how beautiful they were. And so in your mind, that's what you got to do. You got to go dance in Vegas. But the truth is that you probably weren't meant to go dance in Vegas, but you were probably meant to get out of town, to rise above and progress your circumstances yourself because your environment and your family, they were not going to help you, and find what is missing in that area that is intercepted. So for me personally, share this, I grew up on old movies. Now my grandma was a movie buff and she had all these movies and we would go over and watch movies with her. But for the most part, I was not allowed to watch new movies, okay? Except if they were Disney movies, like I saw a lot of Disney movies. But as I got older, like 6 and stuff, you know, when people might be watching a new movie, my parents wouldn't allow me, so we had to only watch AMC when AMC only showed black and white old Hollywood films or musicals. Those were okay for me because they were less smutty or whatever my parents said. I was only allowed to listen to Christian music too, so I felt watching these old movies that I needed to be in Hollywood, okay? Like that this was my life goal. I was going to be an actress like Audrey Hepburn, Marilyn Monroe, you know, any one of those. Actually, I really liked Marlon Brando. I wanted to be with him. Marlon Brando, he was kind of a god to me. And I just, whatever. I was going to marry him, but he was old. He actually didn't die until a lot later, which was very interesting because most of my icons had already passed away. I digress. So I was going to be an actress. That's what I knew I had to be because I had to get out of my surroundings, which middle America, Midwest, suburbs, Illinois, Chicago, that kind of life. My parents had us really young, so my dad was always worried about money, and he never really had a lot, or we didn't have a lot growing up. Eventually, he got more promotions. We had more money, but there were like 6 kids. There was a lot of like me feeling like I was invisible. Sun intercepted in Libra in the 7th house. Obviously, I felt invisible. I felt like nobody cared about me. That was my own thing. And so I grew up sort of in isolation, surrounded by a lot of chaos. And I knew that if I could become an actress in Hollywood, then people would finally care about me. And that was inside my brain so much so that it made it impossible to do anything else, okay? Like, could not. School was hard. It wasn't that hard. I just didn't care about it. I was like, I don't care about school. Like, what is this gonna get me? I was sort of annoyed that nobody, like, voted me senior year to be the most likely to become famous. I was voted most artistic. These are my paintings. I'm on my bed right now and there's nothing pretty behind me, so it's like some paintings. But I was like, I would like people to know that someday I'm gonna be something really big, but at the same time, I was never even in the musicals at my school because I had severe stage fright. Nothing made sense about the trajectory of my life. Like, I was incredibly shy. I hated myself. I felt invisible, but I had big dreams and I was going to win an Oscar. You know, I'm one of those people who knows her Oscar speech and would sometimes recite it just to make myself feel better. Yep, now you know. So I really felt like that's what I was supposed to do. I tried to go to college. I dropped out of college 3 times, okay? As I dropped out because I never went and stayed in a dorm. I went to community college, but this is actually something interesting. My favorite classes were sociology, business, and psychology. So a lot of like getting into astrology, I had a lot of psychology behind me and understanding of that, which is why like I relate a lot of that stuff to it. So a lot of what I went through though, because of the interception, because I was like, I'm gonna be a fucking actress, even though I couldn't do it. I couldn't move to Hollywood. I couldn't do any of that stuff. I was so afraid of putting forth the effort to show myself that until I made this YouTube channel. And because I was so afraid, I did a lot of things sort of in defiance of myself, but I couldn't even stick with them because I knew that they weren't my life goal. But the truth is that being a famous actress and winning an Oscar was also not my life goal. The truth is that the job I was supposed to have was intercepted because it doesn't exist. It did not exist yet. I would have had absolutely zero knowledge of this and what this could become. And so much so that I had to quit in 2017 for many reasons, okay? I always bring up new reasons why I had to quit. It was a perfect fucking storm. But one of them was that I was like, I need to just go be an actress. I need to do it. This is what I've always wanted to do. Why am I fucking around over here when I want to be like winning an Oscar one day? And so I did try some stuff while I was here. I tried to get my foot in the door into various situations through various producers. Don't worry, I didn't ask anybody for anything. That's why I'm not here on the big screen. But I I tried until there was something that happened to me when I looked around at what I had formerly created and how I let it go and how it was always what I was meant to do, but I would have had no ability to see it or know it because I was intercepted. So what I'm saying to you is that sometimes it's going to feel, if you have an interception, like you literally do not know what is going on in an area of your life, but you have ideas about what it should be. If you focus too much on those ideas of what it should be and you don't open yourself up to what it could be, you will limit yourself to something that was based on the beliefs and structures of your parents, of your environment, from your past. And if you want to go forward in the future, if you want to progress the way the interception wants you to progress, you have to find it. You have to find your calling, and you have to formally admit to yourself that it wasn't there because it didn't exist to you. I feel like, my job that I have right now didn't exist, okay? When I was a kid, there was no internet, there was no anything. I'm born in 1985. There's just nothing that would have said that. I also grew up believing astrology was evil. No way I would have known. And so of course, I would desire putting myself out there, being like, this is who I am, blah, 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 you know? Look at me, I'm winning awards. I got an Oscar. I'm somebody now. Somebody cares about me. But that was not ever what I was meant to do. The desire and the drive and the dream was on purpose. But the actuality, of the thing that I thought it was a lie. So, if you see anyone with an interception, if you have an interception, focus in intuitively on that sign and in that house, and if there's any planets there, and there will be two. Obviously I have Aries and Libra, at least two, unless you live close to the Arctics, right, which they have way more, and a lot of them choose to use equal sign, equal houses, whole sign. It's so confusing. I just don't like those, okay. But you will see these areas of your life that need you to, one, know you're searching to the answer to your mystery. And two, keep your options open. But three, don't shut off your needs and your dreams to be something different and to progress your life in a way that is probably impossible due to your surroundings. And if you do that, you will open up that interception to mean something so much more than any sign ruling a house ever could. And that is the basic gist of it. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you're still confused and you didn't hear me say go watch the other video, I'm gonna let you know, go watch the other video to learn more about interceptions. But that is my biggest takeaway, and I think it's the most important. I know now the path that I'm on right now is the path for me. I didn't know that until recently, because interceptions also are guaranteed late bloomer because you're looking for it. You know, someone with an interception, like say mine, who wants to be an astrologer, could be 50 years old because this shit didn't exist when they were younger, and they had to wait that much longer to get it, because sometimes we're in the wrong time. Sometimes we're in the wrong place. Sometimes we just have to wait. And that's what an interception will show you. Okay, thank you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.